Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. John Kelly, profiler here, and welcome. Welcome to today's show. Pretty crazy. Sex, sheriffs, judges, and murder? Yeah, pretty crazy show today, but we'll see where it takes us, right? So, in Kentucky, Lecter County Sheriff Shawn Mickey Stines was arrested for killing Judge Kevin Mullins 2024. Now, this is pretty bizarre when you have a sheriff turn around and kill a judge. However, this case, I'm sure, is even more bizarre than we know at this point in time. There's recently released footage in this case, and there are rumors that a sex ring will be exposed. So there's footage of a murder or alleged murder because, right, everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. No question about it. I want to send our deepest condolences out to the judge's family and to his friends. It's pretty sad stuff. Regardless of what happens, we're sorry he was murdered. The sheriff is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. No question about that. So, he was murdered if somebody's proven guilty, bottom line. I want to send out credit. I want to shout out credit to Brian Inton on Bamfield and News Nation. I mean, they did a great show on this. They've had really good coverage on this. Also, I want to bring up our station Thrive, John Kelly's Thrive. The worst serial killer out there is addiction. Addictive illness is the worst serial killer. If you want to go to our channel Thrive, you get loaded with educational videos on addictive illness, substance abuse, even gambling. You name it, it's on there. We're adding more all the time. So most importantly, if you're suffering from addictive illness or if you have any addictive illness in the family, you really should be educated on it and know what's going on. Feel free. It's free. Free channel, so go check it out. John Kelly's Thrive. Also, at this time, I'd like to present my book and thank everybody. Thank you so much for all your purchases, all your kind and positive feedback. I truly appreciate it. Can't thank you enough. Discovering Lazarus, the good, the bad, and the ugly of John Kelly Profiler. How I kicked a really severe cocaine habit, became a counselor, moved on to become a psychotherapist, and then on to become a profiler. Had to go back to school, right? So anyway, it's all alleged that the sheriff shot the judge. Question is why? I mean, it looks like, he's shooting him, but the question is why, right? Isn't that always the question? The question's in the motive, correct, guys? That's the way it usually rolls, right? And the reason I really got to emphasize this is because why in broad daylight? Why shoot him in broad daylight in a public place where he could get arrested immediately? Now, the sheriff has been around a while. I'm sure the sheriff understands shootings and what people do and when they kill other people. Okay. And again, I'm not saying the sheriff's the killer here. He hasn't got his day in court yet, but man, it sure looks like it. He's the definite suspect here. The bottom line is the sheriff knows better. Why in broad daylight? Why not at night? Sheriff knows better. Why a public place? Why not in a private place, a rural place, under the cover of darkness, right? Where he wouldn't get arrested immediately and he'd have time to get away with it. See, this doesn't make sense. This shooting, this killing of the judge makes absolutely no sense, especially from a professional law enforcement who's familiar with, I'm sure, homicide. If he wanted to kill him and get away with it, there's many other ways he could have done it. That's what I truly believe. I believe here we're dealing with some type of mental illness that produces paranoia. And it can just be a paranoid disorder. They come. There's no question about it. People have them. The other thing is, I've seen this before, and I've seen paranoid people with paranoid psychosis. And this can cause them to become delusional. Question is, was the sheriff delusional? I know he's paranoid. I don't care what anybody says. Okay. He's definitely has something mentally going on. There's some kind of mental illness that's causing this paranoia, some kind of delusional thinking that led him to believe he needed to do this the way he did it. I mean, it's just crazy, really, to think to try and murder somebody and get away with it in this kind of situation. Then, if you were listening or if you watch it, which I suggest you do, again, Brian Inton, talking to an FBI agent on why the sheriff, would kill the judge, right? I mean, why is he continually goes on, the sheriff, and we're going to put a link up on this. We'll put a link up on this so you can go to it. Why is he so worried that they're going to kill him? He keeps talking about people going to kill him. That's to me is a lot of paranoia. That's what he's focusing on. That's what he's talking about, and that's just not normal at all. I've not seen this before. I believe there is another agenda here. There's no question about it, but I don't know what it is, and hopefully, we'll find out sooner than later. Now the sheriff had a wife and kids too. Has a wife and kids. I'm sorry. Bottom line, I mean, why commit such a blatant act that you're going to get immediately arrested for and go off to prison? You're going to leave your wife and kids. If you get convicted of murder, forget about it. You're gone for life. You kill the judge if you get convicted, right? The whole thing is, again, pretty wild. But I believe there's another agenda here somewhere. And I believe Brian Inton will dig it up. So again, Brian Inton on Banfield. Bottom line here, they keep talking about a sex ring, and they've even had women on there who have talked about a sex ring. Bottom line, how far does this sex ring thing go? One thing I do know is where you see sex rings and you see a lot of prostitution, sexual activity, you usually see drugs. And I know when you see drugs, there are a lot of people that are going to abuse drugs, and they're going to come down with what we call drug-induced psychosis. Now, that drug-induced psychosis can make you extremely delusional and paranoid. There's no question about it. I've seen it a number of times in patients that we had on our unit. So the bottom line here is what all was involved with the sex ring. And, if you do drugs long enough, they're going to make you crazy. And, even crazy enough to kill. More to be revealed. That's the bottom line. Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. This was a short one today, but we wanted to address it because we know this one's going to get legs. And there's a lot more that's going to be unraveled here. So have a great day. And until we talk again, be careful, stay on your toes. Violent world out there. And God bless. Thank you.